Okay, so in this recording I'm going to show you how to edit this Lego block and then how to create assemblies, and then in the next video I'll show you how to create technical drawings from that. So we've got this Lego block that we looked at in the last video, and we want to edit this into a shorter version of this block. So really the quickest way to go about doing this is to, if you go to your Boss Extrude 1, so if you come over here to your design tree, Boss Extrude 1, and if you right click and come up here to the top, edit feature, and we want to edit that height to a height of 3.2. So we want to make this into a 3.2 millimeter height. All the other dimensions stay the same, and naturally these circular parts come down to that height only. Okay, so if we come back over here, change this to 3.2. Okay, and there we have it. And this has quite nicely changed along with this. Okay, if we hadn't, for example, if we hadn't used this up to surface in the original video and instead had used blind, then you could have ended up with something that ended up, like that, which you don't necessarily want. So you just want to make sure that it's always up to surface so that it will nicely edit along with it. It makes your life a lot easier. So file, save as, and we're going to call this Lego 2. So from here on in, then you can edit it as you wish. So if you wanted to edit these so that you only have 4 here and it's actually only in half, then that wouldn't be terribly difficult to do. You would have to edit this, so I might as well go through this with you now as well. So if we come along to the sketch here, click the drop down menu, come to sketch, right click, edit sketch, and half of that is 15 point, I think that should be 15.8. because it's a square piece. So click that, click OK, and come over here. Now you'll get some error messages. We're just going to continue and ignore these for the moment. And usually SOLIDWORKS will show you exactly what's wrong. So if we come over here to our linear pattern, right click, it'll tell you exactly what's wrong if you need to know, but I know what it is. We've run out of room. So we're going to edit the feature, and it's just going to be 2 and 2. Click OK. Now if at any point you need to change the directions of that, there's little buttons to change it also. So now we're here, and if you look under here, you'll find we don't have this circular shape either, so we need to remove this. So Boss Extrude, and it's basically the sketch here has been torn apart. So edit sketch, so you would probably find that you've got lines overlapping here. So you can just delete whatever you don't need and just re-smart dimension that. Probably people that are smarter than me could probably do this without too much effort, and without having to go back and changing these individual dimensions. But there we are. Click the return button and it will fix all of that for you. So we're going to save that now as Lego 3. Save. So I'm also going to change the color here for this component. I'm going to make this an orange one, and just control save. Not a bad thing to continuously control save. So we want to create a new assembly part now. That's going to just assemble all of these components together. So generally you'll have an option here automatically to insert any open documents that are there. So the Lego 3 was the most recently opened document, so that is there. But I'm going to start with by browsing for my other Lego. So Lego 1, open, and it's just going to drop in there. I'm also going to, so if I go to assembly over here on the left hand side, so this is a slightly different part file now. It's our component, and I'm going to insert another Lego 1, and it's just anywhere there. It's basically going to be floating in midair. And let's see, maybe a Lego 2, and Lego 3. Why is this not? Okay, there we are. So now these are all just placed in random spaces. So let's say if we just want these two Legos to be lined up with each other. So we're going to use this mate tool, which is the paperclip. Mate, and just select the edges that you want to line up. Okay, so they are now lined up as you see there. We also want the tops to be lined up. And if you grab one of these corners or whatever, it'll pull out, but it'll always stay generally in line. So say we want to maybe do this one here and this one here, and that's not quite what we want, so we can change the mate alignment there so that they are aligned, and now that's what we want. Click OK. Same here and here. Click OK, and you may find that also you may want this one and this one. And now they're all starting to line up quite nicely. Click OK, and you'll find that it's still not quite the way that you want it. So again, we're going to mate top of this wheeler button around to the top there, and click OK. Now you will notice that there's a small gap there. That is by design. Okay, so you should find that actually that works out to be a 2mm clearance, or 0.2mm clearance rather. And let's now just drop this up here. Okay. Okay. So you may find that if you've already entered in one, it'll give you some mistakes. So I've already accidentally lined up this with this, so actually I want to go back and edit that mate. So if I scroll down here to the bottom, and I can hover over it and it'll show me exactly what I'm looking for, and I just want to edit that. So edit that, and I want to remove that top face, make it such that So again, they've anti-aligned there, or we want them anti-aligned, something like that. Click OK, and then one last mate here and here, and we end up with something a bit like that. So that's your first assembly. Quite basic, but not bad either. Just click OK, and you'll get an option there to save that as, we'll call this Lego Assemb. Save that. Now you may notice that we've got a lot of green blocks here. Maybe I want to go back and change this, or maybe I want to change any of the dimensions here. So let's say if I go to File, Open Recent, Lego 2, and I decide I want to change the color to blue color. A bit lighter than that, yeah. That kind of a blue color. Click OK. Save that. And we want to go back maybe to our Lego assembly. You'll find that it automatically updates. Okay, which is generally beneficial. It may sometimes give you an error message saying something has changed, do you want to rebuild? Just click yes, and usually that will fix most of the problems. And that is that.